Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and today I'm joined by Angel.
Hello.
We're back for some long-awaited Guiding Light. It's been a very long time, but I will roll the credits, and we will get into April 17th to the 19th, 1995. So it took me a minute to get my bearings because I didn't really remember where we were.
Yeah.
And I had
You're at the
remembered you
party.
had mentioned when we talked about going back to Guiding Light, you had mentioned the dance or something, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what dance? So then when we were at the event, I'm like, wait, what's happening? But it was the Fifth Street fundraiser
The Fifth Street fundraiser. Yep.
that Buzz has been trying to plan for months since the fire.
hmm
Um, this is like a big thing, this whole Fifth Street fire, huh? Because I'm listening to old daytime confidentials and it gets mentioned a lot.
Yeah, it was a huge thing from what I understand.
I was also trying to like remember people's names because again, it's been a while. I'm like, okay, this is this person. This is um so I guess we can get like the darker stuff out of the way. Lucy is still in shock after being sexually assaulted by Brett. And oh, what's her name?
Bridget?
Bridget. I almost called her Brooke.
Right.
Bridget can see that there's something wrong.
hmm
And she keeps questioning her, like, how was your date? Like, what did you guys do? And she doesn't really, Lucy, that is, doesn't really want to talk about it. But she eventually pries it out of her. And she describes being assaulted.
hmm
And when Bridget says, well, did you say no? And she says no. It's almost like, oh, well, then it wasn't sexual assault in Lucy's head.
But she did say no.
She did, right?
I remember this. I
Yeah.
remember she said no.
Yeah, when she was like screaming and saying, get
The
off
scream,
me.
no! And that was the end of the episode.
Maybe she's just in shock. She doesn't remember what she said.
Yeah, that could be it.
Like in the heat of the moment, you're just kind of like
hmm
yelling and you don't know what you're saying. But you didn't want it. And
Yeah.
she just says he was a little rougher than I would have liked. Like, what? No.
No, this was clear. This clearly was sexual assault.
She had said like she had gotten in her mind that because she's in her head so old, she just wanted to get it over with. But then when it came down to it, she changed her mind, and then she was like, "But she's like, I guess that's just how it was." And Bridget's like, "No." She's like, "It's you're supposed to enjoy it,"
hmm
which not always true. I hear anyway for women. Sometimes it's painful, sometimes it's not good. Like,
hmm
but I get the sentiment.
hmm
um, yeah, Lucy kind of described it as if like they were physically both there, but they were like kind of in their own worlds.
hmm
Like she was just like, not to be like vulgar, a hole's a hole. Like she was just something
hmm
for him to do. Um, yeah. So I feel really bad for Lucy. I think she's doing a great job, the actress, portraying
Yeah.
Bach and the aftermath of it.
Yeah, I think I follow her on not Instagram. What's the other place? It's similar to Instagram. It's the same platform.
Threads?
Facebook. Facebook.
Oh,
Yeah, I follow her on Facebook.
oh, cool. I didn't know she was
Yeah.
on social media.
Yeah, she's on she might be on Instagram too. I'm not sure because I know Alan Locker might have
Is she
tagged
still
her.
acting?
I don't think so. I think she has her own business.
Okay. Is it real estate? Because they usually do real
No, I
estate.
think it might be psychology. It's like it's like psychology or something like some she might be a therapist or something or might
Oh, well, that could be a reason why she
has
doesn't.
similar path to Laura Monterigo, like doing like the self-help type of thing.
Okay, that could be a reason why she doesn't act. Because Constance McCason, who played Laura on Knots Landing, is a therapist, and that's why she stopped acting because she didn't want her patients to be confused with seeing her on
Yeah.
TV. um, yeah, so she's doing good. She's not going to the event. Um,
hmm
I don't think Bridget was gonna go, but she ends up going because I feel like she wants to fight Brett.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, let's do Dukes."
She doesn't
Fight
really.
mode activated.
So everybody's kind of dressed up in like old, like colonial attire.
hmm
Bridget doesn't really get dressed up. She just kind of puts on her leather jacket and puts a hat on.
Look, I'm still steampunk. There we go. And then Rick doesn't. Well, when we get to him, he doesn't dress up either. But that's because him and Mindy kind of went last minute. So
Yeah. They're related, right?
no, not Rick and Mindy.
Oh, they're not. Okay.
No, they dated before. They're part of that Four Musketeers group in the
They
80s.
mentioned something about the Four Musketeers, and I was like,
Hmm.
"Okay, so you 2," and then I was like, "Beth and Philip?"
Yes.
Okay.
Beth was played by
Judy
Judy
Evans.
Evans. Yeah, at the time. At the time of the Four Musketeers forming. But now we're just gonna assume this is Beth Chamberlain now because Beth's
Yeah.
always Philip Robichaux. Philip's not alright at this point, so
Michael Dietz takes over Alan Michael after, Rick Hurst, right?
yes.
Okay. Did you read that he's gonna be on Days, Michael Dietz?
I did see that, yeah.
Okay, I'm excited. I can't wait to see what he looks like now.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, where are we? Who was there? Oh, so Holly's not going. Holly and,
Like,
Blake are not going. They're, like, putting on face masks. It looks like they're having a girls' night.
mhm.
Um, but Blake is, like she misses Ross even though she's, like, mad at him because he's always taking Dinah's side. And she's like, "I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna make him apologize to me so we can get back together." And Holly's like, "No, I don't wanna go." Meanwhile, Roger's there, and he's convinced that this is the night that he's gonna win Holly back.
He's so convinced.
He's so delusional.
He really is.
It is really funny to watch. Um, so Dinah ends up going with, who's her Ross?
Ross, yeah.
Okay. And Holly reluctantly says she'll go because she wants to support her daughter, even though
Mhm,
she knows she's probably gonna see Roger.
mhm.
They get all dressed up. They just, had colonial attire laying around.
Yeah, yeah, as you do.
Or maybe they had planned on going and then changed their mind and they just had the
Yeah,
dresses.
that could be it too.
I don't know why I try to apply logic to soaps, but it um, so yeah, so they're there, and Roger's like, "Yes, my master plan is going to work. I'm going to get Holly tonight." So at first, okay, so we see Fletcher, and he's in like an office space, and he can hear the music from the event.
Mhm.
And at first, I was like, "Does he live on Fifth Street?" But he was at the paper. Was that the paper's offices?
That might be the paper's offices, yeah.
Oh, that's on Fifth Street.
That's what I'm wondering. It's on Fifth Street, or is it just like off of Fifth Street to where you can still hear it? But no, but he was yelling, so
Yeah, like his building was right above where the
it was
event was
right above.
happening.
Yeah,
Unless the event's not actually on Fifth Street. I
that
don't know.
that makes sense. Yeah,
Because then I was like, my brain was like, well, then how come the paper wasn't like in danger of being on fire when the whole fire was happening? Like my brain was just like,
yeah.
but I don't know. I thought maybe it was his apartment because it was just him. But then later on, I think Nick was like, you can't just like stay holed up in the offices all day or all night. He's like drinking by himself while he's like trying to work. um, excuse me. So they're like auctioning off dances with the women at the event. Um,
I don't know how I feel about that.
I wasn't really sure either, but I was just like, okay, it's for
It's like
charity.
auction off dances, which I feel fine that it's just dances and not like auctioning off women to date.
Yeah, I've seen that done on shows. It's not
Yeah,
my
it's weird.
thing. It feels very like a cattle auction.
Yeah.
Um, so who was first? Because somebody went first and they were like $5,000 right away. Um,
I know it
it
wasn't
wasn't
Annie.
Vanessa. It wasn't Vanessa because
No, Vanessa came a little later.
what's his face can't afford that. um, oh, was it Annie?
Was it Annie? Because I think Josh did say that he was betting $5,000 right away.
Yeah, maybe it was Annie.
Yeah.
Because Annie went up, Vanessa went up, Bridget went up, and then Brett like bid $200 on her, and she was like, "I'm not doing this," and she like walked off.
Yes, of course. Yes, thank you, Bridget.
um, Yeah, it must have been Annie.
It must have been I think it was Annie.
Because when Holly went up, it was like a bidding war. I think Nick was trying to, like, win for Fletcher.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, "Is he bidding because Fletcher told him to, or is he doing this just so that Roger doesn't get her?"
Yeah, I think it's the latter.
But, you know, every time he said a number, Roger went up $100 or $1,000.
'Cause Roger got it like that.
Right. So then while this is happening over Holly, Fletcher is watching from the roof, and he's like, he makes a whole speech, which was actually really nice.
Yeah.
And he, like, bids his, like, loyalty and honesty and love to her. And Roger's like, "That's nice. Nobody cares. This is an event. We're trying to raise money. Go away."
And then he was like, "You're drunk. You're clearly drunk." I clipped that. I was like, it's like I'm gonna probably use that for later.
But she ends up, like, going to him, and I thought that was really sweet. I actually really liked
Oh,
that.
knowing what we know, yeah, that is really sweet.
Yeah, I did think about what the future holds, and I was just like, "Oh, that's sweet." Um, I like that he confessed that, like, he hasn't been able to stop thinking about her since the night it happened on her desk. So, yeah, I like them, it's cute. Roger can't, like, fathom that he lost. He's, like, spiraling.
Mhm. Very much spiraling.
So, maybe this is when the episode kinda dipped out, because I think when we came back, Dinah was driving him somewhere.
Yeah.
Um, before we get to that, Dinah was kind of, like, flaunting that she could get Ross's attention and, like, kinda stealing Ross away from Blake the whole time, and Blake kept like, trying to, like, cut in and take Ross back.
Mhm.
But he apologized because now he knows most of the truth, or the truth that Dinah is willing to admit about her financial situation.
Mhm.
So he, like, basically tells Blake she was right. So she's like, "Okay, we're back together."
Right together,
All I needed
yay.
to hear was that I was right. Um, Ross had a line where he said to, Diana, he thinks that it's just creditors that are after her. He's like, "It's not like this you have somebody threatening to, like, break your legs or whatever," and she's just like, "Yeah, no, it's nothing like that." But there was a guy there, what was his name?
Oh, I forgot his name.
Is it the guy that called her that one time
I
and she
think
was
so,
about to
yeah.
give money? It wasn't Vincent. Was it Dimitri?
Some I don't know.
I have Dimitri stuck in my head because I just watched All My Children recently. Yeah, I assume it's the guy that wants her to pay him.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, so she is driving Roger to, I guess, a house or a mansion that he bought for him and Holly to live in, or a house that he fixed up for her to live in with him.
Yeah.
And he just starts, like, kinda trashing it, throwing everything down that was set up. He basically tells Dinah to get out of there, and it appears that she leaves, but then
Mhm.
she comes back, and he kinda, like, I guess she, like, puts her hand on his shoulder or whatever, and he, like, looks up like you do in a soap opera, and then she kissed him. And I have to say, I thought I would be grossed out. Didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it either. I didn't hate it either.
And then I thought, because we watched the Christmas episode for the end of this year for Christmas season, and I was like, "God, if we had just done one more Guiding Light, I wouldn't have been spoiled at Christmas." But yeah, I didn't hate it, so I'm interested to see what these 2 do, the trouble
Mhm.
that they make.
Yeah, we'll see.
I kept wondering if we were gonna see Riva, because I know she comes back in, like, a ghost form or whatever this month,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "I wonder when she's gonna appear."
Yeah, when are we gonna see Riva?
Josh and Annie are very, affectionate in public. He's, like,
Mhm.
sucking on her neck at this event, and she's not mad at him, she's just like, "Okay." Um, okay, so the money. They didn't raise as much money as Buzz was hoping for. Um, we saw him basically throwing the money in a bag, and I'm like, "Why don't you, like, count it and, like, rubber band it, like, make it neat?" Like,
Yeah,
you
make it neat, yeah.
have to, like, deposit this somewhere, but okay. And then is it Cutter? Is that his name?
Cutter.
He makes an announcement that he has to end the event because there's a police investigation happening because the money has gone missing. And because I know who needs money, Dinah, I
Mhm,
assumed that it was her. But because one of the episodes was kind of cut off, I wasn't sure if she was there when the money was counted and being gone missing.
mhm.
You had started to kind of explain that to me offline. So what was it?
Yeah.
She saw the money?
Yeah, she was looking I guess the guy that, who was it? The guy that was, like, kind of harassing her about the money, about, like, her
Yeah.
money, her
Uh-huh.
debts, was, like, talking to her, and then she just happens to just look over at the money,
Okay.
and
Do you
this was
think
right before it cut out, that
you,
last segment before it cut out.
you probably know the answer, so don't say it if you do.
I don't.
Okay. um, do you think well then do you think it's like a red herring? Like of course it's Dinah. She's the one that needs money, but it's not
I
her.
think it could be a red herring.
I don't know who else would do that though.
Yeah, I don't think Buzz would do it because
I'm very triggered by Tangi right now because I'm watching Santa Barbara. And the fact that Alan is like so obsessed with her is
Mhm.
reminding me of Lionel Rockridge being obsessed with what's her name? Marcy?
Eden.
Eden, but the actress, like
Mercy Walker.
Marcy Walker. Like seeing him be obsessed, I'm just like, why are people so obsessed with this woman all the time?
Well, remember, it's the same people who. It's like Joe Farron Phelps was on Santa Barbara too, so they're
Right,
probably borrowing that storyline.
right.
That suggested the writers. Everybody loves Tangi. She's such a
She
Mary
was she was
Sue.
she was a FOJ, I guess.
Well, she's technically FOJ, yeah, but she's such a Mary Sue. Tangi is like I don't know why I can't stand her, and I think that's the reason.
I mean, I've only seen by the time she leaves, it will be 5 months of her, so she doesn't really bother me. I don't really have any strong feelings
Well, no,
towards her.
at specifically at the parties, she's such a Mary Sue. Like
Yeah,
everybody flaunting over her and everything like that. I'm like,
yeah, which reminded me of Santa Barbara.
yeah.
And I'm like, not to go on a Santa Barbara tangent, but like I'm like 70 episodes in. She came in around episode 45, and I'm just like, I don't get the appeal. I don't know why everybody went crazy over this girl, like her and Bruce. Maybe they get better. I don't know, but I'm just kind of like,
I do like her a lot as Liza on
okay.
All My Children.
Yeah, I didn't watch.
Yeah, she's more of a villain on like kind of I wouldn't say villain. I would just say bad girl.
Okay.
She's more of a bad girl on All My Children. It's more of just like this.
Then I would say Eden's probably a mix of Tangi and Liza because she's kind of a good girl, but she's got an
Mhm.
edge to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Back to Guiding Light. So yeah, so that's kind of where we left off. The money is missing. The event's being shut down to be investigated. Nobody can leave. Alan Michael goes to see Lucy. Um,
Hmm.
she hasn't let him in yet. She hasn't opened the door. He's like talking to her through the door. He thinks that he did something, and that's why she's acting weird.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. All she has to do is say Brett did something to her, and that's it. He's done. He's fired. He's
Yeah, he's
arrested.
fired. He's arrested. He gets beat up, probably shot. I don't know.
I feel like Bridget would shoot somebody.
Yeah, Bridget will push him in the water.
So we didn't see David.
We did see David. He's
We
he's
did.
in. He's kind of sprinkled in, but he's not. He's not anything major.
Okay, we didn't see Jilly though, right? Is she still in
No,
California?
Julie's not there. I
Okay.
think she's still in California.
Did we see her mom?
No, the mom's not. Mom or dad are not there.
Hmm, that's interesting. That feels like a choice. um,
Yeah, but would Vivian Grant be caught dead at this event?
I feel like normally no, but if like people in high society were there, like Vanessa, no, yeah, Vanessa was there, and
That makes
Alexandra was
sense.
there.
I think she's just like, I'm not wearing that crap. No, I don't care who's there. I'm not being there. And David's like, yeah, I'll be there. I'll help with the money.
I liked when Buzz was thanking the people like that helped make this possible. how Alexandra thought she was gonna be like the one, and then he like thanked Tangy, and she was like, because the cops weren't gonna let this happen, but I think Tangy like called in a favor or something and made
Mhm.
it happen. But then he thanked Alexandra to second, and she was all just like, yeah. She's not happy about Alan's like obsession with Tangy. She's like,
Yeah,
what? Why?
Alan gave Tangy, I think it was their mother's dress, so that's part of
Oh,
the
I
reason.
think she's the great grandmother.
Great-grandmother, I'm sorry, yeah, it was great-grandmother.
Oh, now that you mention it, I think Tangy was the one that was the $5,000 because I think Alan bidded like the minute she got up.
Oh, that's
5,000.
right! It was
Yeah,
Tangy.
yeah, yeah. It's all coming back to me now. So, did I miss anything? These were only three, well, two and a
It was
half
only 3
episodes.
episodes. I mean, there was a Bold and the Beautiful promo. I don't know who the guy was, but I recognize Macy, so that's it.
Oh, I saw that. Um, you didn't know who the guy was in the promo?
I don't know who the guy was that they were that was basically the focus of the promo, but I know who Macy was.
Okay, so that was Michael Sabatino.
Oh, Michael Sabatino.
Yeah, who played Lawrence on Days of Our Lives.
Mhm.
Then he went to Bold for a couple of years. And yeah, he was kind of obsessed with Macy. It was weird in the beginning, and then it kind of like mellowed out. And then I'm kind of a few months behind this. I'm in like January 95, and this is April, so things must amp up a little bit.
Okay.
um, at this point, Macy and Thorne are professional singers.
Yeah. I
um,
remember that being a thing.
they went on tour internationally, and of course she has a tumor in her throat and she can't sing and she's not telling anybody, and she's just like taking basically medication to numb her throat so she could sing through it.
Mhm.
But she did the one concert because it was so important to Thorne, and now everybody knows she's sick. So I don't know if this plays into his new obsession because Macy's sick. I
Mhm.
don't know. I know he was only on for 2 years. I really like him. He played Chip on Knots Landing also, liked him on there. And he's married to Crystal Chappelle.
Crystal Chappelle. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. Actually, you know what? It makes
every
me
time
think.
they sing, I'm like, Angel would hate this, but I like it.
No, no, no. I would like this. I think it's just like I said the other podcast. I think it's just I don't like Broy.
Oh, okay.
So, but I no wait. When they tried to redo that with Constantine and Phoebe, I didn't like it either. So I think it's just like I think it just depends on the couple.
Okay.
If they're like singing and everything like that, and it's just like
It on Bold, it kind of played into their storyline,
yeah.
but I'm not gonna lie, there were moments where they would just randomly start singing, and I'm like, okay, like this doesn't make sense.
Who was playing Thorn at the time? I know it wasn't Windsor.
I wasn't Windsor. Oh, what was his name?
It was
Uh,
Clayton Norcross was the first one. Who was the second one? Jeff Tracta?
Tracta. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, because he was on from '89 to '96.
Yeah, then that's when Windsor took over.
Yeah, they put out albums. There's like 3 albums they
Wow.
put out of them singing covers of songs.
Oh my
And I
gosh.
think I like it on Bold because it's songs that I know, and I'm just like, "Oh, I like this."
Oh, this was great. You know what? I have a it's in my bookcase. I have a soap opera my friend gave me last year, and I forgot to play it this year. A CD of soap actors singing Christmas songs.
Hmm. It was an official release, or they just like burned a
It's like an
CD?
official release, yeah.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
She probably found it somewhere on Amazon or eBay. I don't know. Thank you, but I forgot to play it this year. I meant to play it this year, but
I miss soap operas having merchandise.
technically they still do. But like, it's online now, and it's not like I don't know.
It's
It's like
not
on
as
their
like advertised.
website, and
It's not advertised. They need to like
it's not
promote it more.
advertised as much. No, I mean GH does like the most. Like they have to print those coffee mugs and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. I bought a peacock mug just because I thought it was cool and I wanted it. um, but did you have anything else to add about Guiding Light?
Was there anything else that happened on there? I thought that the I guess the event itself wasn't as extravagant as like other events. Because Guiding Light will put on an event,
Yeah.
but I thought if we were to rank it, just kidding, we're not ranking an event, but if I were to personally rank my event, like I thought this was a little sweet because like of the whole Fletcher and Holly thing,
Mhm.
but my favorite one is always going to be when Roger crashes. When Roger crashes anything,
Okay.
and Alexandra cusses him out, and it's Beverly McKenzie playing Alex, and because him and we got to go back sometime. We got to go back sometime and watch episodes of with Michael Zaslow and Beverly McKenzie because they were fire.
We'll have to specifically watch episodes where he crashed things because that'd be
Yeah,
fun.
where he crashes things. There was like one where he won an Emmy, and they played it when Michael Zaslow died, like that.
Oh.
Chris, that like that because he died in December, and then they later on that I think like New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, they played it with like a little intro from Maureen Garrett, and
Oh.
it was just him crashing a party.
Aw.
And it was written by Patrick Mulcahy, and it was just the best thing ever.
Aw. All right. Well, thank you for joining us for another edition of Guiding Light. We will be back very soon with another episode because we're gonna double down on it. As always, you can find us on all the socials and on Patreon at Queers and Topes for some exclusive content. And until next time, have a great day. Bye.
Bye.